Hi there, welcome to Crazy Life of Rhonda. Not really, it's Creative Crochet with Rhonda, but it's a crazy life. I was opening a package on one of my last videos and I said, my life unfolds. Well, I'm about to tell you a story, but stick around because I've got some really cool things to show you that I've made. And I think it's going to be worth it. So don't go. Listen to my story, my crazy life. So I don't know if I've ever said I'm 60 years old. I know. You probably thought I was 39, right? Just kidding. Anyways, at the bright old age of 60, I decided for the very first time in my life well, I didn't decide. The coffee decided for me to tumble over and spill on the keyboard of my laptop. Well, I went crazy. I was not a happy camper. I'm like, no. Like I'm saying no, like it's going to reverse itself and I can turn the clock back. It just doesn't happen. So it happened. And long and the short of it is the keyboard was fried. The keyboard does not like coffee like I like coffee. So I didn't know what to do, and I thought about getting another keyboard, like a keyboard replacement for my laptop. And anyways, I wanted to do the easiest thing because I just find the older I get, the easier I get stressed. Well, it just means more crocheting because it's the thing that calms me down the most. So anyways, bought another laptop, brought it home, not happy. And then I was looking for my little hard drive because it's got my programs on it to download onto the new laptop. And I hate migrating from one computer to another. I will stay with the old dinosaur computer, laptop, whatever, just so I don't have to go through that transition period because I just find it very stressful. Now, I used to train people on computers, like with computer skills, and I don't know, I've just moved away from it and I'd rather be crocheting, to be honest. From computers to crochet, I stayed on the same sea. I'm at sea level. Oh boy, I'm just full of puns. Anyway, so I was looking for the hard drive and I couldn't find it. And I knew it was in this room. I knew it, but I couldn't find it. So I looked everywhere. I thought, okay, maybe it was somewhere else. And I start pleading. I don't know who I'm pleading to. I'm not religious. I think I was pleading to God, but I'm not religious. Anyways, I ended up finding it underneath my crocheted items. But I found it. Anyways, so I got it up and running. But I have two laptops sitting over there because I haven't completely switched everything over. But yeah, and on not only that, I said to the guy specifically at the store, I want Windows 10. I don't need the stress of Windows 11. I wasn't sure if all my programs were going to work on Windows 11. Well, guess what he sent me home with? And I didn't think to check the box because I figured I asked him for Windows 10, Windows 11, which is another thing I have to suffer over the transition. You can tell me in the comments below, have you transitioned from, if you have Windows PC, have you transitioned over from 10 to 11? Because it was bothering me. I mean, I might be slightly getting used to it, but I think it's just because I took a break to crochet, which is my next thing. Forget that. I'll deal with it. It's part of my life. These things happens to everybody. I'm no different. We all go through stuff. But anyways, I've had a few requests for tutorials, and the first one was a little headband that I showed on one of my previous videos. A little girl's headband, little baby girl's headband, really cute. So simple, and it will be my pleasure to put up that tutorial, and that will probably be my next video unless something in between happens. But I don't just stick with a headband. I'm always looking for sets, things to make with that item. So it can't just be a headband. It's got to be a dress, sweater, whatever it is. I'm going to make it. So I've done some of that. Plus, I was commissioned to make a hat and cowl for somebody. And the colors were requested, picked out the yarn. I added some other yarns to make it really fabulous, fun and fabulous. And I designed a really cool triangular cowl, which I'm going to show you. It's so easy to make. And I'll probably have a tutorial on that too at some point. I'll have a tutorial on a couple other things that I've been asked for. But yeah, so I've got 3 different sets to show you, which I'm really excited about. And I think you're going to like them. So I'll start with the hat and the cowl, since this is the first thing I made. And it is just beautiful. Okay, so first I'm going to show you them on display, and then I'm going to put them on and model them for you, which is something I just do. But anyways, here is the hat, and I haven't found a name for her yet. I've never thought the need to name her. She's just a head. I definitely need a body model for sweaters and scarves and things, but right now I just have a head, and this is a beautiful bucket hat. I'll bring it up close. You can see the flecked fabric. It's black with white and taupe. And then I transitioned into this, and I'm going to show you all the fabrics as well. This lovely fuzzy yarn, which I paired with white. And then I made a reverse single crochet edging. And this is all done in half double crochet, bucket hat. And look at this flower is actually 2-layer removable, and I'm going to show you how that's done. I'm going to have to hold it up here. So these come off like this, and now you can wear it just with the button, which is also really stylish, I think. I love this decorative button. Or, and let me do this so I can show you. You won't see exactly what I'm doing. Well, you know what? Actually, you can see the bottom of it. So you can see that you can change the look of this hat depending on what your mood is, depending on what you're wearing. If you're focusing on a taupe outfit, earth tones, you can leave the white one out if you want a minimal type of look. And now look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So stylish. Okay, the other thing you can do, so I will remove the, I'm trying to get oriented here. I'm a little disoriented. Okay, and now we've got the white flower. So here we have, this is what it looks like. 2 flowers, separate. They can be worn or not worn. And so if this hat were given to a person who really doesn't feel like wearing flowers, they don't have to. That's the nice thing about it. And now if we're going for a black and white look, look at that. And so you're focusing more on the black and white, and you hardly notice the taupe in it. It's interesting because you take that taupe flower away and now you're right at the black and white. So if you're wearing a black and white outfit, how perfect is that? So now I'll put both of them on. And like I said, it's layered, and you just put it on like so. And then just arrange it so the petals are kind of going together. And I'm doing this like I'm not looking directly at it, so I'm not sure if I'm doing a great job of it, but look at that. So now before I try it on for you, I'm going to show you this cowl that I've designed. Really simple, but I just love it. And using the same yarn as the brim of the hat, so it's a matching set. Look at that. It reminds me of like a mink stole, but we don't use fur anymore because we're animal friendly. But look, I don't know if you can see the softness, the furriness. So this is using a combination of 3 yarns, which I'm going to show you. And I should have had them ready, but I didn't because I already put them away. But this, I'm going to show you how it goes, but you can see I'm putting my fingers through here. And how this works, really simple. It unbuttons. And it's like a peekaboo keyhole. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. It's just literally, this is falling on me, literally a rectangle that just wraps around your neck. The way it's done is this end goes inside and through this slot like so. And then this end comes out, buttons on this side. I'm sorry for the awkwardness. I really need a better setup. But there you go, that's one button. And then here we've got the other button. And this is so warm and cozy on the neck, and I'm going to show you. And you know, you don't have to unbutton it every time. Watch. That is it. Look at this. This is so, and I know winter's about to end, but it doesn't matter. Look at that. It is so warm. It's so snuggly. You need soft material for this because it is going to be right up hugging your neck. It's literally like taking your blanket and cozying up to it. What a great design. So any buttons, you can choose the fabric that you want, and I used 3 separate yarns together to get this beautiful thick cushy feel to it. But you can do any stitch you want, because remember, it's just a rectangle. Any stitch, any color, any thickness, and just make it as wide as you want, and it just fits like so. And you can use whatever buttons you like. It's just really versatile and fun and wonderful, stylish. I just love it. And I think there was something else I was going to tell you about it, and I can't remember. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you the stitch I used for this was just a simple double crochet, back loop only, and I did do a tutorial on a triangular cowl, a different style, and I use the same stitching. Now the thing is, when you get pattern stitching like this, you're not going to do a fancy stitch because it's going to get lost in all of the busyness in the fabric. I would take if I wanted to do a fancy stitch, I would take a solid yarn, one color. If I wanted to make it thicker, then perhaps I could double it up, but most likely if I'm going to do a fancy pattern, I would probably do that. I would probably just do one strand, and I would probably do the fancy stitch pattern with that solid. So with something like this, I will keep the stitching simple. I will keep it nice and solid. It's warm. The buttons just pop for that extra bit of style. And let me try on the hat. Look at that. I love it. And I purposely wore a sweater to match so I wouldn't be way out there in my colors. So you can let me know what you think. And this design, I'm just loving it because you get 2 buttons. And what I love about this is I find large scarves bunch up in your coat, and I don't know about you, but I think I put on a little COVID weight, so my coat's just a little more snug. And when you have that bunchy scarf in there, it's just hard to zip up. This just sits right where you'd zip it up. I could zip my coat up to here or zip it up a little bit more, but I still have that opening, and I'm all covered right up to my neck. So fabulous, huh? I love it. So that's number 1 and 2. And give me a second, I'm going to show you the yarns that I used. I used one yarn through the main portion of the hat, and that is the Bernat Premium Tweeds in the colorway Black Tweed. And I'm just gonna... Some of my yarns have been sitting around a while, so they don't look like they're brand new, because they're not. But here you have the Bernat Premium. This is what it looks like. I've made hats with this before, great hats. It's a nice yarn, and it is a medium 4 weight, and it is machine washable and dryable. It's 97% acrylic, 3% viscose, It's a 7-ounce skein or 198 grams, and they're 360 yards or 329 meters. That's the Bernat Premium Tweeds in black tweed. And there you have it. Okay. And it's actually for a budget yarn. I do like the Bernat Premium over the Red Heart Super Saver. I find it is definitely softer and really comfortable, so that's good. Now, this is just single strand. When I went into the brim, I added a strand, and I did it completely different than the hat, but you don't know because it's really well coordinated together. Okay, when you're wearing it, it just flows. And what I used, I didn't bring one of the yarns because it's just Lion Brand Pound of Love in white. So I did the brim in white, and I used this Patents Carmen yarn. Now this yarn, you may not find it unless you find it secondhand, which is how I got it. It is so soft, but it is so furry, and I thought, what am I going to use it for? And I realized, look at the halo on it. It's just like fuzz. I realized that I'd have to pair it with another yarn, and what better way to do that than this hat? And so you can see the brim is white with the black, but this has flecks in it too, which actually coordinates with the this Bernat Premium. If you look at it, they really go together. And that's what I suggest you do. I mean, all of us yarny people, we like to collect yarn, but sometimes we're not looking, like really taking the time to look and see which yarns go together and what can I make with them. So this yarn, I had it sitting around for a while. I didn't even consider, at first I was considering not using it at all because I thought, what am I going to use it for? And then I found a use for it, and it's great. And the nice thing about using double strand on the brim is it makes the brim nice and stiff. That's what you want. You want a hat to feel substantial. You don't want it to be flopping all over the place. You want it to keep its form. And you can see this brim is, well, I don't know if you can see it, but it's very solid. And I like that about it. So anyways, Patents Carmen, and I'll give you the specs in a moment. So it is, I can give you the product number 241007. The date on it, this is interesting. It's got the date. It's pretty ancient. May 31st, 2005. Wow. That's old. So it's been around. So I'm sure whoever I got it from, there is a, on Facebook, there's a group giving it away free, and somebody was giving away yarn, and I guess they must have had it in storage for a while, so I decided to collect it. And this is one of the items, about 6 of these that were in the package, 5 or 6. So it is 64% nylon, 36% polyester, 50-gram skein, 1.75 ounces. And does it say, yes, it's considered a 5-weight bulky. And the care instructions are on the reverse side of the label. I don't want to open it up. Can I slip it off, like, carefully? The washing instructions. Cool temperature, delicate cycle. Tumble dry at low heat setting. Now, that being said, personally, I wouldn't put this hat in the dryer. I wouldn't. And I might put it on a gentle cycle. It's all washable, dryable. And the flowers can go separate. They can go into a little mesh pouch. If I were going to put it in the machine, definitely I would put it in a mesh bag and put it in gentle and then just let it air dry. Because I like to keep the shape of hats, and I just think, I don't know, you can let me know if you've tumble dried hats or washed them, whatever, any, like the toques are different, or, you know, beanies. called in the States, toques here. They can go in the wash because they're just flat and they just slide on your head. This is more form, like it's more solid. So I've had hats in the washing machine and they come out kind of warped. So I just would be a little more careful. Now for this one, I used this yarn, and I used this yarn, and I used this yarn. So I didn't use the white in this one at all. The white came out, this is a cream button, but the light color came out that way. And the fuzziness, the softness, which makes it feel almost like fur, to be honest, came from this. And this one, I'm sorry, again, it's been in my stash for a while. I believe it's Bernat Premium. Don't know the color, but it really doesn't matter because if you were to do this, you would choose your own colors, but it's just 100% acrylic. That much I know. I know it's machine washable, machine dryable, very safe for that. And so is this. So it's all very durable yarn. And there you have it. So really nice colors together, and you can imagine introducing the white in this, and they still go together. You don't need to have the same exact yarn in each piece. I introduced the white into this, but because of the way it was put together, they go together well. They don't look like a mismatch. They look beautiful together. I hope you agree. Okay, next on the list, because I did those child headbands, I've got two separate outfits. And what I've done is I've taken existing patterns. The headband is my pattern. The two matching outfits that go with those headbands, I basically took a pattern that I found online, and I will link you to those patterns. And what I did was I changed them around. I made them unique. I might have changed some of the stitching, changed the design, changed the colors. So they are not cookie cutter designs. I try not to do cookie cutter because I want it to look like mine. I wanted to say something about me, not about the person who designed it and chose the colors and chose the exact style of it. I like to take something and make it unique to me. And that's all about creativity, getting out your unique style and applying it to your garment or whatever it is that you're making. So let's go to the next item. Okay, so before I show you, in this next item, I used two different colors of yarn, and they are both 100% acrylic. They are both 4-weight yarns or worsted weight yarns. They were in my stash, and when you are making things, if it's a small item, I encourage you to go and look and see if there's anything, any yarn you have where you have one skein left and it's not enough to make anything substantial. You can look for 2 skeins of different colors that work together. And I'm going to show you the original pattern, and the reason why I couldn't do the original pattern as well was because I didn't have enough of one color. So I had to decide how I am going to utilize those 2 separate colors, of which I had a limited quantity. And it was a little bit challenging. I almost got to the end and thought, oops, I'm not going to have enough, but I found a way to make it work. So let's take a look. So first I'm going to show you the headband, and I am going to have a tutorial for this. Is that cute? So basically it's just a very simple stitch around, and I've got this little elastic hairband, and the nice thing is you can buy them in many colors to match. And this is great because it takes this headband, which could fit a very young baby, and expand quite large to fit a much bigger head, which is really nice because it will grow with the child. And with this one as well, I've got this cute little decorative wood button, which goes with the mauve and the yellow, which is how I decided to choose my colors, because I found these 2 colors in this button, and whoa, what do you know, I have these colors in my stash. So now I can work something around that button, which is going in reverse. I find that the typical way to think of something is I've chose my yarns and now I've got to find a matching button. You don't have to do it that way. That's the nice thing. You could find a button and create something around that button if it's multicolor or the style of the button. So for instance, decorating. Let's take home decorating as an example. Most people will find their furniture or the color they want in their room and they'll look for things, and the last thing they think about is the rug. What would happen if you found a rug that you loved and decorated all around that rug? So you took one of the colors in the rug and used a shade of it for your wall, and then you found a shade in the rug, and you could even crochet yourself an afghan for your bed in those colors. You are so opened up by working around that item that most people would use for their last resource. I take it and use it for my first. Try it out and see how that goes. I don't know, maybe I'm not the only one who does it, but it works for me. So here we've got the button and this double layered flower. Well, what do you think you can do with this flower? Here we go. One, and I've got just, I can show you how that works. Just a purple flower, which is still really pretty. And look, you can have the headband just with the button alone, make it really simple. And it still looks really cool, really pretty. Or you can understate the purple shades and just have yellow. So that's pretty cool. So it's very versatile when you can remove the flowers. Now I'm going to put these flowers together again. And I'm going to show you what I coordinated. And I love it. It's the first dress I've ever made. Adorable. I'm going to show you the original pattern. So lots of flowers on that original dress. Totally different color. Totally different way it was worked up in the one color. Plus, you'll notice the edging on the original was much longer. And so I made this dress a little bit shorter and just a little bit of an edging, which I really like. But the fact is, I ran out. Even if I wanted a larger one, I ran out. And this yarn has been around so long that I don't think I would find the exact color. So I had to settle for this, or the whole project would have been in trouble, because I didn't have any more of the yellow or any more, or not enough of the yellow, not enough of the lilac to make a difference. I love the colors together. And then I did this yellow stripe in between. And something else that's funny, again, here I use the same button. And the other thing, this flower gets removed, of course, too. So you can just have this little button. It kind of looks like a little brooch. Now this flower, notice how many petals it's got? And the colors, purple and yellow. Why? I didn't have enough yarn left to make one color flower. I had used two, but I really think it looks nice. Look at that. It's very cute. And the nice thing too is there's 3 flowers in total. So let me show you a different look. Wouldn't it be nice to have a picture like that? What a sunshiny, springy dress. And to make it even more springy, you could do it in cotton. And I think that would be a great idea. I just didn't have cotton available in the colors that I would have liked for a child. But that's something that I definitely want to do, to get cotton, especially now that we're moving into the warmer months soon, hopefully sooner than later. Then these warmer fabrics probably won't be as suitable, but it can still be worn. And also, the other thing I didn't tell you about, the pattern did not have anything beyond where I have this lilac color, and I added this little bit of an edging in the yellow. So that is the second outfit. So ready for number 3. And again, I took the headband, which is my design, and I took another existing design for a sweater, and I switched it up, and I'm proud of the idea that I came up with for this. Okay, so for this next item, I brought the yarns first. I used a combination of this speckled yarn by Knit It, which I purchased at Dollarama. And this yarn is 100% acrylic roving style. I call it bubblegum pink. These yarns do not come with colors, so I named it bubblegum pink because look at it. Does it not remind you of Double Bubble when you were a kid if you actually chewed that? It definitely looks like a bubblegum pink. And it's got speckles of green and blue and yellow, just really, really pretty. Very, very soft. And this is a 4-weight. I think it doesn't say that either. It's a 100-gram skein or 140. It's 140 meters or 150 yards. So I used under 2 of them for this project. And I also used the Hobbii Cookie Yarn, and this is what I've left of this color. It's called Romance, color 46216. It may still be available. It's really pretty. This yarn is it's considered a 5-weight. There is no way it's a 5-weight. I would say it's more like a 3-weight. It is 100% acrylic, washable and dryable. It did say do not use fabric softener. Again, handmade, you want to preserve it. It's your choice. I veer on the side of caution because I want to pass my things down to as many children to enjoy and to make as many, to put as many smiles on as many people's faces when they see how cute it looks. So here's the color in Romance, and this is what I've left. I did use it for other things before, so I did not use this large skein on this one outfit, just to let you know. But look at the minty green and the pinks, a little bit of blue, just really, really pretty. Now, this is messy, so I'm just going to show you another skein. I have shown this on other videos, but just in case you haven't seen it, this is what the cookie yarn from Hobbii looks like. Very pretty colorways, very soft. This one is called Heather. Okay, well, and this one is also pretty. I haven't used this one at all yet. It's a little bit darker. Okay, so now let's get to the item, shall we? So first, the headband, which is very similar. And this one has the one flower with this blue button, or like a turquoise button, a turquoise resin button. And the holes were big enough that I could use a darning needle to sew it on, which I really like because I'm not a fan of hand sewing with needle and thread because I am super good at sticking myself with that needle. So it's just, I'm not the best with hand sewing. So I love when the holes in the button are big enough. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's okay. I will hand sew when I need to. Again, this is a removable flower. And it's also cute with just the button. It just gives it a different look. I do prefer this one with the flower. The other button I think was better suited to be by itself. I don't think this one stands alone quite as well, but it's still cute. But I do prefer it with the flower on it. And so you can see how these colors blend together well because the colors in this pink go with the colors in this flower, and the colors in this flower with the pink go with the pink yarn. So they really do coordinate well. Now I didn't have a pink matching band, but this is okay. It's sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkles in that, but it's nice and sparkly. So it's okay not to have an exact match because really it's just a band at the back. This is the focal point right here. Now the sweater. Oh my goodness, the sweater. I just finished it last night, which is why I didn't put out my last video sooner because I just had to finish this sweater. And again, the idea came to me as I worked with it. I didn't know when I started at the beginning how it was going to turn out at the end, which is something that I used to do a lot of creative writing, and I found that the ideas kind of fell in my head as I was writing. So I didn't know exactly what I was going to say until the end. until I got to that point while I was writing it. And I'm noticing that when I crochet, it's the same idea. The ideas will flow as I work. Maybe something about doing the work, I just get inspired by it, and it makes me think about what can I do with this. And I did work with it a little bit to decide what layout is going to look the best, and here it is. Look at that. Now, I don't know about you, but I just think that looks fabulous. And take a look at the original pattern. So you can see that it is quite different. Now, that original pattern is gorgeous. It really is nice. This one has an added touch to it. Now, how does this work? None of these flowers are removable, so I will let you know that right off the bat. I decided to make them permanent. But you can see that this flower is incorporated in the buttonhole. And these ones, one is fixed and one is not fixed. So the button undoes, and there you have the flaps, like so. And it opens up like that. And I will tell you how I did. I'm going to do it back up again so we can look at it all put together. Okay. Very, very cozy. The pink part I just did in a double crochet, but the way this roving yarn looks when it's worked up is so pretty that even a simple stitch looks magnificent. It shows the detail so nicely. Now, what I decided to add at the bottom and at the end of the sleeves is this ribbed edging. I found these sleeves worked up pretty wide and I wanted to narrow them down. So I used a 5.5 inch crochet hook for the body, but when I did the sleeves, I went down to a 4 inch to bring the sleeves in. And I think it worked out pretty well. As you can see, it does narrow in and it will be more fitted so it won't slide off the baby's wrist. And of course you can fold it up if the sleeve is too long. Now with the cookie yarn, because it is a thinner yarn, which I'm going to go back and show you the difference between the two yarns. So I'm not sure if you can see, you probably can't, but the pink yarn definitely has a thicker feel to it, and this one has a much thinner feel to it. So what I did do is I used a single strand of yarn for the pink, but I doubled up the cookie yarn for the edging. And in the original pattern, the edging is double crochet, and I use double crochet back post and front post to match the ridging in the bottom and in the sleeves. So I did change it up quite a bit. Now I do like the double crochet, but this is just a thicker, warmer feel to it. Plus I thought that because I put the ridging down here, if I just did double crochet here, it wouldn't look right. So you can see the bottom there. And like I said, this side is fastened on, it's sewn on, it does not come off. These buttons do not it's just sewn onto the flower. It is not sewn onto the whole flower is sewn on to the sweater. So it only comes off on this side to unfasten the sweater. And so again, imagine a little baby girl wearing this sweater with this headband, and how that would look in a picture. I'm in love with this sweater. And if I have a granddaughter, we know who this is going to go to. I just love it. Let me know what you think of these designs. Again, some are my designs completely, like the triangular cowl with the 2 buttons and the keyhole slot. These headbands, the way they're put together, and I didn't give you too many details because I will be doing a tutorial for them, and I will show you how that is worked up. Very simple. It Doesn't take long. They are really quick to work up and so cute. You can make a bunch of them, all different colors for all different outfits. Really fun. So yeah, so the triangular cowl's my design. These are my design. And the dress and the sweater you can see is a 50-50 because I did take the pattern from a YouTube video, and I do that with written patterns that are online, or purchased patterns out of a book, patterns on YouTube. I will do that, but what I like to do is add something, make it my own, throw it in, which is why I tend to go and buy buttons, and I buy all types of different crafty items that I could use to embellish, to make it my own. And so I encourage you to, if you're going to follow a pattern, great, but you don't have to be cookie cutter. You don't, and I'm sure you don't, because we just don't have the same yarns as what the maker is using. So you could look for yarns that will work the same and check your gauge to make sure that it works up properly. But choose your own colors. Add a second color, double up your yarn, change it up a little bit, do a different edging. When I made the Study of Earth, Mikey from Crochet Crowd, he put out the crochet along for the Study of Earth. I switched it up. It was too small for me. I added extra layers, extra rows. I added a bobble stitch. I made it my own. And that's what I want to bring to you. That's what I want to stress, is really something that will make you feel like this is me. This isn't her. This isn't her design. This is my design. And if I use somebody else's pattern for part of it, then I will give that person credit. But take credit where credit is due, right? So if you're going to add something special, an extra flower, change up your colors, add an extra color, add a stripe, take away stripes, whatever the pattern is, look at it and ask yourself before you start, is there another way I could do this? Can I do a different color? If I don't have enough of one color, can I add another color to it? There's so many things you can do, and I'm blabbing. I don't want to keep you any longer. I hope you enjoyed that. So if you like this and you want to know how to make it really simple, you might even be able to figure it out on your own. But if you need some help, please come and see my next video. I'll have this and some other interesting tutorials that are coming around the bend. So stay with me and let's keep going on this adventure. And please, my email is down below. If you have some interesting items that you've created, show me. I'd love to see them. I always love to share, and I'd love to get your ideas as well. So have a great day. Keep crocheting, get those creative juices flowing, and just make it your own. Make it great. Bye for now. Have a great day.